Hey, how you doing today? I am Tequila Coleman. In today's video, I want to just remind you not to believe the lies of the enemy. You are your God ordained spouse's type, okay? Listen, God is the best matchmaker, and He would never match you with someone you're not attracted to. He would never match your spouse with a spouse that they're not attracted to. You are your God ordained spouse's type, okay? And I want to talk about this just to bring some awareness to this and to expose the lies of the enemy, okay? Because like I said, God is the best matchmaker, okay? He know what is best for you and your spouse. He know what the two of you both need, and he also know what's in your heart. He know, he tells us in the Bible that he would give us the desires of our heart, right? And in that process of God giving us the desires of our heart, he has to purge out the wrong desires that are already in our heart, right? And so in this process, in this divine separation, God is doing some purging, okay? He's purging out of you and your God ordained spouse's heart the wrong thing, and then he's going to replace it with the good things, okay? So you are your God ordained spouse's type. The enemy is very crafty. He will have you looking at the counterfeit. He will have you comparing yourself to the counterfeit, seeing how you are totally different from the counterfeit. You don't have the same body type, the same body size, whatever the case may be. But he will have you focus so much on that counterfeit, wondering why your spouse is with the counterfeit, why they with them or giving them a chance and not you a chance, right? He's very crafty and subtle, okay? So you got to become aware of the tactics of the enemy. And this is another reason why God places us in divine separation and tells the believing spouse to stop checking, because he already see how, as you're checking and looking how what it's doing to you on the inside. He see how it's causing you to doubt what God has already told you. He see how you're comparing yourself. He see the jealousy rising up on the inside of you. He see how the enemy is messing with your insecurities. And so God sent me here today to tell you, do not believe the lies of the enemy. You are your God ordained spouse's type, okay? You are the chosen one. You are who God chose for your God ordained spouse, okay? And so this is how we overcome the enemy. We got to, number one, become aware that this is a tactic of the enemy that he is using against you, okay, to defeat yourself. The enemy is trying to cause you to give up on your own love story by telling yourself, I'm not good enough. This can't happen for me. It's too good to be true. My spouse would never choose me. The enemy is a lie. The devil is a lie. Okay. So, number one, I want you to become aware of how, the enemy is attacking you right now with this thought. I'm not my God ordained spouse's type. Become aware that this is a lie that's sent from the devil. You are your God ordained spouse's type. Okay. God would have never chose you for your spouse if he knew they would never be attracted to you. Okay. Like I said, we are in a season where God is purging out the wrong type, the wrong desires, and he's replacing it with the new type, the new desire. Sometimes you got to understand this. Sometimes we choose people out of our own unhealed wound. We choose people based upon where we're at in life, okay? So could it be, the times you seen your spouse with the counterfeit, they were choosing that counterfeit because that's where they were at in life. They were at that level in life. But here's the part you're missing, because during this divine separation, God is healing. He's growing up. He's maturing. Scales are falling off of your spouse's eyes, okay? And as the scales fall off their eyes, and as God moves them into a level of healing and deliverance, now they get to see your value. They get to see who you are. They get to see, they get to learn a new type to be attracted to, okay? So, like I said, number one, begin to become aware of how the enemy is attacking to. Number two, I need you to come out of agreement with this lie. The way how we come out of agreement with the lie, my spouse isn't attracted to me, or I'm not my God ordained spouse's type. Number one, you got to stop telling yourself this, okay? Number two, when that thought comes up to your mind, you got to cast that thought down in the name of Jesus Christ. And then you got to replace that thought with a new thought. God told me this last year because I was in the same situation, but God told me this last year. He said, Tequila, he said, he told me, he said, replace what they said with what I said. I said, okay, Lord, I hear you. He said, replace what they said with what I said. So God was challenging me, and he was calling me to the carpet to say what he said about me, that I am the chosen one. I am my God ordained spouse. Okay. This is ended in marriage, right? So, and this is what I'm telling you to do. I want you to replace the lies of the enemy with what God said about you. Okay. So God said, you are the chosen one. God said, you are your God ordained spouse. You are your God ordained wife. You are your God ordained husband. Okay. Begin to say this. Okay. Each time that thought comes to your mind, my spouse isn't attracted to me. I want you to replace that and say, my spouse is attracted to me. And I want you to go a step further and begin to identify all the other things your spouse is attracted to you about, okay? Because sometimes we focus more on the physical, but I want you to begin to highlight to yourself, okay, my spouse is also attracted to how I pray for him or her. My spouse loves how I fight for them. My spouse is attracted to how I support him or her. My spouse loves how I respect him as a man. My spouse, love my intellect. Go deeper, okay? Because here's the thing, the more value you see in yourself, your spouse will see it as well. When you see your value, your spouse will see your value. When you become confident in this love story, your spouse is going to become confident in this love story, and they will see confidence on you. So I need you all to replace what the lies of the enemy, what the devil is speaking to you with, the truth. Okay, you are your God ordained spouse's type. You are good enough. Your God ordained spouse finds you physically attractive. Your God ordained spouse loves how you pray for them. Your God ordained spouse finds the way how you support him or her to be attractive. Your God ordained spouse, listen, I want you to go in. They love how you are submissive to them. Your God ordained spouse. They are attracted to your intellect. Go in, okay? That's what I'm getting at. I want you to just begin to pour out all the different things about you that your God ordained finds to be attractive, okay? And you're going to say this over yourself each and every day until it becomes your dominant belief, okay? We're going to cast down the thoughts of the enemy, and we're going to begin to talk about, every time you talk about your God ordained spouse, I want to hear you talking about how they can't take, how your spouse can't keep his hands off of you. I want to hear you talking about how your spouse, how their eyes light up when he see his wife, okay? I want to hear you saying the opposite, okay? We've got to get into the habit of training our mouths to say the opposite. Train your mouth to say what God says about this love story, okay? This love story is ending in marriage. You are who God chose for your God ordained spouse. You are good enough. You are your God ordained spouse's type. And that's it. All right. So that is it. I am Tequila Coleman. I'll talk to you all real soon. Take care.